So we say that the objectives of this, the objective of Module 1, Session 1, is to examine key conceptualizations about the Entrepreneurial University, examining the concepts and the features of the Entrepreneurial University vis-a-vis the universities of the participants. We look at also rationale for the transformation. We look at dynamics and surrounding factors in this session. We look at how it is operationalized, basic features such as flexible. An entrepreneurial university is a flexible type of university. It has fast decision-making, risk-taking cultures, etc. In session 2, we look at pathways and the foreign case studies. Okay, we look at the different pathways and approaches through which the European established cases of universities, of entrepreneurial universities have emerged. Participants connect the pathways towards an institutionalized entrepreneurship in their university. Session 3, we look at the European Commission guiding framework for entrepreneurial universities. We attempt, that is, building a general organizational and conceptual view. Participants build a general and organizational and conceptual view of their universities using different pathways from the EC, European Commission OECD guideline framework for entrepreneurial universities. Participants examine prospects for adoption and adaptation in their of this framework in their universities. They examine the weaknesses both of their universities and perspectives of how this worldwide. We heard of Bologna process. This framework to transform universities to more entrepreneurial universities is also globalizing as much as we know about the outcome of the Bologna process. So participants also try to connect pathways towards an institutionalized entrepreneurship. Session 4, the objective of session 4 is how to strategize the different patterns of entrepreneurship in their universities towards an organizational entrepreneurship, develop approaches based on different patterns, assess the strategic nature of each pattern and their synergistic potential to entrepreneurial transformation. So the course, in terms of objectives, the session on leadership and funding of entrepreneurial university guides participants to be able to examine application context for the different models, theories, and approaches of leadership in universities as an atypical organization. So one of the objectives is to stimulate discussion to accelerate the development of key leadership skills in African universities, develop leadership identity, and build capacity to strategically respond to the drivers of change in higher education, lead, manage, and transform their institutions. So we also express, and I must add here, that there are also video sessions that attempt to describe key attributes of university leaders. There are also have been studies that show, that present the successes of some university leaders that have either transformed their institutions or have been very successful. And here again, a part of the European cases, I bring one of the webinars of one of my senior colleagues, Professor Peter Okebokola, who has carried out some interviews about some of the most successful vice chancellors in African universities. This session examines perspective of leadership towards more flexible, fast decision-making mechanisms and more risk-taking and opportunity cultures that can enable the university more entrepreneurial. Participants reflect the dynamics for funding performance in university entrepreneurship activities. Session 6 is about the Finnish case study, Entrepreneurial University Development, developing entrepreneurship society and boosting student entrepreneurship skills in Finland. Participants will draw inspiration from the different structural and governance reforms that have favored systemic entrepreneurship in Finland. The courses stimulates and steeps participants into government-pulled and university-pushed entrepreneurial practices. We know, we see in the course or in the narrative that government pulls are actions by government to get the higher education systems. University pushed are institutional actions by key institutions to be entrepreneurial. Participants establish the links and missing links with their universities and ecosystem. They make informed choices on Finland education entrepreneurship practices, how Finland boosts entrepreneurial behaviors across the society and universities. The course also aims at enhancing entrepreneurial cultures and attitudes of staff and students, drawing on how Finland boosts these entrepreneurial cultures and attitudes of staff and students. Participants understood the Finnish flagship transition programs from student-directed to student-led entrepreneurship, the rise of coaching. We started discovering, observing that there has been a rise of coaching, mentoring, use of business accelerators vis-a-vis the traditional pattern of which aimed at teaching of entrepreneurship.